even if you have tried several times and failed. Today we are talking about ways that can help you pretty much Today we are talking about how you can keep on trying with effort, with vigor, even if you failed multiple times. As we all know, pursuing various things in life, your dreams, whether it's career, personal, or whatever, comes with so much frustration, comes with a lot of, let me say, despondency that arises as a result of not feeling successful, of not doing very well. So how do you keep on trying? How do you keep on going, even if you have failed multiple times? My name is Dennis Mboro. Welcome to today's Monday Morning Live. I am the founder of DSM Advisory and Consulting, where we help entrepreneurs with unique ideas, articulate them, package them, and present them to the market. So we have been on this series of personal branding, talking about various aspects that contribute to you becoming successful. And if that's a subject that you are currently interested in, getting to know more about personal brands, look at my Facebook updates over the last couple of weeks, LinkedIn, also on YouTube, because that's where they're going to be housed for the longest time possible. How do you keep on trying, even if you have failed multiple times? So I remember when I was younger, this is usually a funny story for most people. I was big. I was quote unquote obese, and most people who meet me today don't think that I was obese. And I used to play a lot. I remember I used to be very active in football. Of course, I was one of the laziest players on the field. But anyway, that for me counted as effort. And there was a time that I remember, of course, when adolescence was coming in, where I felt like I need to look a bit leaner, and therefore I started to exercise. But all this exercise never seemed to be bringing in the results. So that was pretty much for the whole of the time that I was a teenager until I got to university, where eventually I was able to figure out how to become leaner. Of course, the people who met me afterwards get surprised at how the transformation compared to how they knew me back then and how I look today. The example of exercise is majorly because it is a place that a lot of people do struggle to keep motivation, especially considering you need to keep showing up each and every day, even if you are not seeing visible results. But the same applies for everything in your life. And today, just like I mentioned in the introduction, we're going to be focusing on essentially 3 things that are going to help you keep on trying, and not trying, we call it legithically, like pretty much trying, putting your face down and being like, no, I want to try again, but trying with effort, with vigor, and with energy, and with that expectation that you're going to do better this time. So the first thing that is important to acknowledge, so this is the first point in this video, is that trying and trying and trying is the only way that you're going to succeed. And it is important for you to accept that. There is normally an expectation that there is an easier way, there is an easier path, there is a different way of achieving results other than trying or putting in effort. When you entertain such kind of thoughts, you become susceptible to schemes that are going to promise you results while not putting in any effort. I used to see so many adverts of lose weight in 60 days without slimming, without so many things. And essentially that becomes attractive to you because you do not want to put in the effort, let me say, to reduce weight, to get a job, to succeed in your studies. You want shortcuts. And the more you pursue shortcuts, you realize there was no shortcut, it was just a way of getting you scammed. Accepting that the way of trying and trying and trying and trying is the only way for you to get the results that you're looking for is the first step. And accepting means that you internalize it, that I will have to put in effort, I will have to try multiple times. The light bulb we say, was an experiment that happened over 900 times. Imagine 900 times trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. I have been working on my French for over 1,000 days. 1,000 days, it's still not perfect. Trying, but at least at now I am able to have conversations with people. But it is something that you're going to have to put in a lot of effort and consistent effort. But now the question is, if you're going to put in so much consistent effort, how are you going to put in that effort with psych? Yeah? You know, you tried yesterday and it didn't work, but now you have to try again today with a lot of psych, vigor, and motivation. That's where these two ideas become very critical. And the first idea is that you must change the premise of your motivation. Some people say that, you know what, you don't need motivation to succeed, you just need discipline. No motivation, just discipline. What you're going to notice is that if you try that approach for too long, a certain time comes where you start getting tired of this idea of disciplining. You feel like you're punishing yourself to do something. And normally, like the way we are as human beings, we like doing the things that we like, and we do not like doing the things that we don't like. So whenever you are faced by something that requires so much effort to do, so much discipline to do, the first thing to do is to change the premise of your motivation. Change the foundation of your motivation. Change how you have structured your motivation system within yourself. And the first thing to do when it comes to changing the premise, the foundation, or the structure of your motivation is looking at how you set expectations. How do you set expectations? There is normally a certain way that we set expectations for ourselves. That if it is in an area, if you're setting expectations in an area that you know well, you're familiar with, and that you can bear, you are very realistic. But when you're setting expectations in an area that you are unfamiliar with, uncomfortable with, and don't know, you become very unrealistic in your expectations of those areas. Let me give an example. If you know that you're very good at, let me say, you're very good at coming up with news. You're very good at sewing a dress or building something. Whenever you're asked, like, how long will it take you to build this? You're very realistic. You know, this one is going to take a certain period of time. But when you're learning something new, you want to get as many results as possible in a very short period of time. Whereas in the area that you're competent, you knew and you know that it actually took a long time for you to get to the place where you can speak with that degree of confidence. So how about being more realistic in the way you set expectations in every area of your life? Figuring out that, by the way, it takes about a month for you to be comfortable with running. So give yourself a month. Don't say that I want to be comfortable with running in 3 days. In 3 days, your body is going to be aching like nothing else. So yeah, just learn to be very, 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 very realistic in how you set expectations for everything. If you don't know, ask people who are proficient in it. Find out how long that is going to take, and then pretty much set expectations based